What's going on, viewers? What's going on, listeners? This is Beer, Rap and Banter. It's your boy English.
And your boy Kal Sereousz.
Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to all the subscribers. Don't forget to get on board at Beer, Rap, Bant, at IngsLT.
Yep, that's what it is. Make sure you follow us and subscribe.
And today's episode, we are really excited. We got our first female guest.
The first lady.
First lady, Beer.
Going by none other than...
Lioness. Make some noise.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
We're really good. I'm really happy to see you, man. It's like
Thanks
we've been fans for a minute.
Long time.
Yeah, and it's really good to see you sort of back in the scene and that's it. Hey, Skippy. We were playing your single earlier, Mad earlier, and we were
Bubbling, vibing.
Little skanks and.
That's it.
Yeah.
So how you been, man? What's
I've
been
been
going on?
good, man. It's just been crazy. You know, when you've stopped doing music or something that you do all the time for like 6+ years, and then you get back into the swing, it's just like, oh yeah, I remember this. It was like a dream I like once had or something. So now I'm living it again. I'm like, yeah, I remember how this was.
Yeah, but you was never away. I swear you dropped little freestyles here and there. You jumped on little things
bits
and
bobs. Because if someone asks me, that's my friend or something, like,
Yeah.
I know, okay, cool, I'm gonna do it because you've asked me to. But it's not something I wanted to do myself.
yeah.
But yeah.
Good. Well, we got you back. I'm excited. I've been a fan for a minute. I know Cal's excited.
Yeah.
And then, our viewers excited. So we're my manners. We're going to have a little drink. This is Beer, Rap, Banter. So we're going to pop a bottle for celebration. I'm, pushing the boat out. So this is... Cal, you having some or you going to have a beer?
I think I'll have a beer, bro.
Okay.
Is Beck's your favourite beer? Or...
Definitely not, but it's what we're drinking today.
Just baited up the brand.
Sorry.
Big up Jake Cameron. You want to drink behind the scenes?
Yeah, I'll get a beer, man.
Other beers
Go
are,
for it.
available. Thank you.
Sweet.
Big up the crew in the back. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salute.
Cheers.
Yeah, come in.
He's famous. Oh.
So Linus,
Love a Prosecco.
you touched a little bit earlier on the fact you've been away for quite some time.
Yes.
Can you tell us about what was behind this hiatus?
I lost the love for music. I feel like everyone kept telling me to be a certain way, do a certain thing, like be like other people pretty much. And I just thought, I don't like that. And like the type of person I am, if I don't like something, I'll just stop. Like I didn't like PE, didn't bring my kit in. It's very straightforward. So I was just like, I don't like how this feels. I feel like I'm not, it was making me feel like I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's to do with my mentality at the time and my age. It just made like straight away I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough. Maybe I need to be like this. And then you start getting lost, and I felt myself getting lost. So I just stopped.
Yeah. Well, you definitely come back with a bang. Your first single, Mad. Everything Mad. Everything is mad. And you jumped on the new Daneo record.
I did.
True.
And I know you're a very big record. Being a house fan, a funky fan, what's it like to sort of see Daneo back with this whole sound? And what was it like working with Daneo for this record?
It's good that he's trying to bring it back, and I feel like he's the type of person that has the power to bring it back, because all of the funky tunes, like the UK funky tunes, if you sit and think about it, Daneo was behind a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I just have to applaud him because he's really trying to push the genre, and then once everyone starts jumping back on it, I think it has the power to come back.
Definitely, because it was a big scene, and I know we sometimes see each other raving, because I used to host little shufflers and you got the Cal was like, no, he's not having none of that. You're not really a house person, was you? He's more hood up in the hip hop dance.
I've come from a sort of hip hop, sort of old school golden age hip hop background, but I do mix it up. I get into everything. I was just recalling actually the first time I met you, which I think was when I was doing photography at a P Money gig. Way back in like 2012.
Whoa.
That might have been sort of Loch Ness Monster Times when you dropped that.
Do you know what Loch Ness Monster Times was? 2010.
Oh, wow.
It must have been 2010.
Look at that. That's way back.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, back then you was really raw, you was really hardcore, and seeing the progression now, seeing you get on this Doneo kind of wave, being a bit more kind of like, conservative with the flow, a bit more kind of lively even.
And you look great, by the way.
Most definitely. I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel like your style has changed, and maybe what kind of new things are you bringing now that you weren't doing back in the day?
Do you know what? With with funky in particular, it's something that it's got to be catchy. People have got to like join in, and I'm action packed. I'll just be filling in as many gaps as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So when it comes to funky, I'm like, okay, cool. You need to strip it back, and I really think about it. And it's so funky, it's so simple to do. So you'd think you just say a few words and you're done. But for me, I'm trying to unthink about everything that I would do if it's grime or something, or it's rap, and I'm not trying to do punchlines and I'm not trying to do metaphors. I'm trying to be plain. So I really have to be like, okay, what do I do? So it's a bit mad, but with funky in that type of way, I'm just trying to be plain, but music as it is normally. I just talk about what the truth is. Everything I'm telling you is the truth.
Always.
Every single song. So
well, even on Mad, what you're saying about jumping in no other artist DMs and breading people, and
I can't.
It's real.
People do that so often. Oh, can you retweet my single? It just dropped. And I get it. I absolutely get it. But for me, I don't want to go into your DMs and say, oh, can you retweet because you're just doing it because I've asked you. You're not doing it because you want to.
That's it. It's
and
about,
I want you to want to retweet me.
Yeah. It's about building a relationship, and I don't know. You must have people jumping in your DMs on the next thing sometimes.
On the whole next thing.
Freeze! But yeah, we're moving on that. Talking about, so you're switching up your rhyme patterns and your rhyme flow. So obviously you come from a very musical family.
I do, yeah.
For those who don't know, just educate them about sort of the grime royalty from South London.
So I'm cousins with Bearman, Doctor. My brother's Fender, for those who remember, like Cockney guy.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Proper Cockney flow. And Bearman was big beer right hooks. And then Doctor, I was a big fan of Doctor. You know, semi wicked. You know, semi bad for a long time. So obviously you were around a lot of musical people that were going in hard.
Was there also a brother that sings as well?
Cousin that sings, Joel.
Okay.
That's Bearman's brother.
Okay.
Brother. Yeah,
so how did that sort of make you sharpen your skills and then you develop your own style? How important was for you to develop your own style around them lot?
That's how I got into music in the first place, because that's who I grew up listening to and being around. And for me, they were just the best. They was wicked. I was like, this is so sick. I want to be involved. And I remember one time I had a bad day at school, and I went home and I wrote about it, and it just so happened to rhyme. And from that moment, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can kind of. So then I just started I used to spit my brother's bars. Yeah. That's how I used to get into like the swag and the flow of it. And then I just started to write more of my own things. Yeah. So that's how I just got involved, man. They were sick. They were so sick.
Cool. And they were doing big things. I know Doctor had stuff out on 679 when Run the Roads came out, and Bearman with the Channel U. Was it Channel U or AKA? Channel U, the original. Yeah. So you had them, and then obviously spitting around them or barring with them. Was there like maybe a youth club set up or somewhere where you would all go and just spit, or studio, or
houses? DJ Gambit, big up Gams.
Okay.
We used to go around to his house and just like practice, do little tapes and what were they MP3? Was they not MP3s? MD what they call
mini discs.
Wow. Back in those days.
Yeah, we used to do mini discs and stuff. So
before the Bluetooth MP3s. And how were they with you? Sort of like maybe being a younger sister, or younger cousin, and being a female. Were they dismissive, or were they like come?
And then definitely like come, like fully like come.
No one trying to send for you. None of the family members.
No, not at all. They was like get involved. Like imagine my own brother just sending for me, but no.
Because I know siblings can be harsh like that. I know we've both got siblings, but that's really good. And
it's dope to hear the family vibe. Personally, I'd love to hear all of you guys working together and doing a track together. Maybe that could happen one day.
Listen, I've tried so hard.
Not on it.
Trying to bring back Bearman is
we need
the
you.
hardest thing. Everyone asks me this question every day, and I bet it's a myth. I'm sorry, guys.
Because being from East London and growing up listening to Grime, and then hearing the South London MCs, it was a breath of fresh air for someone who was a fan. And I got into rapping first, and then I tried to jump on Grime. But listening to the sing-alongs, but then how more South London was like more rappy on Grime, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't just it was,
and again,
like everyone had their sing-alongs, but they were more rapping and skip, So definitely, if you can bring it back. I know you jumped on recently Grime Original set.
Yeah,
On
big up
Rinse, where
Sharky Major.
Yeah, big up
Sharks.
Sharky Major, big up Bigger Man and everyone involved, and you shelled down on Rinse. Is that something you're going to jump on soon, the Grime Originals, or maybe try and bring back Doctor and everyone for that? Or
they should have really been on some of the other ones, to be fair.
in time, everything in time.
Yeah, you're right, in time. So yeah, I really like what he's trying to do and trying to keep that old feel alive. I do like that, but then he's also giving the chance for new wave people to come through and have their moment as well, which I think is good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was it like for you, sort of on what radio shows and sets growing up? Because I know you used to be on Sidewinder,
Like
Packs and all that, but
it's crazy.
do you miss some aspect of pirate radio?
I do, because I just feel like in those days it was graft. That's your graft. Like you pay your £5 subs, you go and you climb on the rooftop wherever the pirate radio station was, and you're just in a dusty room full of man,
Yeah.
And
sometimes being the only female.
female, and they're just all barring, so they're all doing this hog the mic thing.
Yeah.
Now you've got to try and get the mic.
Waiting for the mic.
Waiting, and your hands just there. Are they going to give you the mic? Are they not? Do you know what I mean? So,
I know. I've been there.
I like it though, because it's like, you just got to think, I'm not going to, alright, cool. Grab the mic and I shout.
Yeah.
Shout. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that gave me a lot of like lessons like, for this day and age, so I'm not going to have a problem trying to get the mic from someone.
No, definitely not. Because nowadays it doesn't seem as competitive as it once was. I know certain DJs are having that with sort of Rude Kid and his Grime set on stage with Sharky Major and the Grime Originals, but it doesn't seem like anymore. It's all a bit too pally wait your turn, and which is nice and it's evolved.
A lot
But
of unity now.
no, unity's good. There wasn't maybe so much unity back in the day because everyone was at each other's throat. But we're in a competitive sport. You shouldn't want to be too pally with someone on the mic. You should be trying to eat everyone, like Kendrick Lamar said. You know, he's going at everyone. So saying that about sort of going up through the levels and putting in the graph, what advice would you have for new rappers, new MCs, and especially young women? You know, trying to get in the scene, whether it's production, photography, but mainly MC. And what advice would you give?
1000% just believe in yourself. Like, I know it sounds so cliche, but you really got to believe in yourself, because at any given moment, someone can tell you, oh, look at so-and-so, they're doing this. Don't you feel like you need to be? And then your mind will start being like, oh, okay, maybe I should. That's where you go wrong. The minute you start doing that is where you go wrong. You need to believe in yourself, just do what you do, and just embrace every moment. Literally embrace every moment.
So there you heard it from Lioness, words of wisdom. So this speak about your Dead Black Ting movement, Dead Black Ting t-shirt. So what, for those who don't know, what is a Dead Black Ting? And then what is your perspective on this trying to turn something maybe negative into something positive, which I'm hoping you're going to say?
This subject really annoys me.
Go for it.
I just feel like there's just so much disrespect going on when it comes to females of the darker skin tone. And what annoys me is that it's hard enough being an ethnic minority, but my own race want to now be disrespectful towards me because I'm a darker tone. I don't understand. We have our own battles in life, so why, as our own community, do we still have problems? Like, everyone has a preference, don't get me wrong, and that's not what I'm saying. And all guys jump on my back. You all jump on my back. I'm not saying you can't have a preference, but don't bring me down. I don't understand. Like, I like jam sandwiches. I don't like peanut butter sandwiches. So if you ask me what sandwich I want, I'm going to say, can I have jam? I'm not going to be like, peanut butter, that's nasty. Don't ever offer me that. Why am I focusing on peanut butter when I like jam?
Is jam like white guys or black guys? I'm trying to figure. Or was it peanut butter and jam the 90s? I'm playing.
You know what I mean?
Of course. I say it's banter. Kal, what's your point of view on that?
I mean, I think Linus just touched on shadism, which is, you know, it's a problem that we have in the black community, unfortunately. But, you know, I feel like it's a lot to do with education. It's a lot to do with people having to talk, open a dialogue, listen. So I'm glad that you brought this topic up on the podcast, because you know people really need to hear these points of view, and it can be quite hurtful when you're on the receiving end of some of this stuff. I want to shout out Joanne Biko. She wrote a poem. She's a poet, and she wrote a poem about that kind of thing from her perspective, being a dark-skinned girl. And she sort of mentioned all of the insults and stuff that she'd had to listen to.
Wow.
And it's really wrong. You know, dark-skinned women are beautiful too. So I totally agree with what you're saying, you know. If you like jam, then be cool with your jam. If someone says, oh yeah, peanut butter, just be like, all right, cool, you like peanut butter, but I like jam. You know, there's no need to...
And if you want to mix the two in harmony...
Then mix the two
Yeah,
in
yes.
harmony.
And if you want white bread and brown bread and there's variation...
Oh, no, we don't do white bread. No. We don't.
You're racist, man. I thought I was your friend, man. Actually, white bread's not good for you, man. It's brown bread is good for you.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
Oh. Walked into that one.
Some
He's about to run off camera real quick.
So just speak about. So obviously you want to turn it into something positive.
Yeah.
I know. Did you have some T-shirts printed or
Angry black female.
angry black female?
Yeah.
Speak on
That's
that.
a stereotype.
It's a stereotype, and before I've even opened my mouth to speak, you might already think that about me. So why don't I just put it on my top then?
Wow.
Do you class yourself as an angry black
I
female?
can be angry.
Who can't?
Who can't?
But I think you said there's like a stigma or a stereotype towards.
Yeah. So
And-
like, sorry to cut you.
No.
If I'm gonna speak about this whole situation,
Speak on it.
then some people will be like, oh, you're just an angry black female because I'm complaining. I'm not allowed to complain. Why am I not allowed to complain about something that bothers me? Like, if someone else has got a problem, they're going to talk on it and it's fine. But because I'm dark-skinned, I'm now an angry black female. But that's a stereotype. So, okay, cool. On my hoodie. Hello.
You know, wearing something like that
Thank
on
you.
your top is really dope, and
Oh,
I wish you all the best with that movement
Thank
right there.
you so much.
And that'll be available to get further.
Yes. I want to say March.
Okay.
March.
Well, just well, how can people with the socials? I know a lot of your fans are going to be watching because you do have a great fan base. You've got a loyal fan base.
Very loyal.
Yes, and rightfully so. But if for those who are maybe new to this or listening or viewing, in terms of following you and looking out for such product, where can they hit you up?
They can hit me up on Insta. That's where I am the most. Instagram, sorry. At Lioness. And every other social is Lioness Official. I'm trying to get the Lioness only, but my name's just so... I'm really annoyed with what I chose growing up. Because if you type in Lioness on YouTube, you're just going to see lions. It's hard to find me.
Oh, there's some other MC called Lioness.
There's so many Lionesses in life.
You would body all of them. Hey, try and write in English in. It's a par. It's a super par.
All kind of
And then big up English Frank who came through and then but big up English Frank, aka
shout out to
Frantic
everybody
Frank.
out there.
Big up everyone with your own name.
Exactly.
Can I just ask why you came up with the name Lioness? What drew you to that actual name?
I feel like God knew that it was going to make sense today and not when I chose it. When I chose it, I just had contact lenses that looked like lions, and someone at school was like, oh, you should call yourself Lioness. Oh, okay.
I think that's the best way to get a nickname. Like when someone gives it to you, it's like that's
Yeah.
literally your name.
Because that's how you just, like you was explaining on the last podcast, how you got your name.
Oh, she listened.
I
Put in that work. So you wearing contact lenses now?
No.
Oh, I have to wear contact lenses.
Do you?
But they're my own colour, obviously.
Bit blue.
God gave me the wickedest
I
eyes.
know, they are sick. Try and wear blue top to match.
I know, yes! That's how I'm sitting by the blue ticket.
Don't gas him, man. Why are you gassing him?
Sorry.
What's that scripted lyric? My head size used to be a 8, now it's a 9 or something like that. Or every compliment my head inflates. Come on. Yeah. But I can't see for shit. So my eyesight's really bad. So on one hand I got blessed with nice eyes, I got told. But on the other hand, I couldn't see anything.
Do you wear glasses like?
Yeah.
Oh, so I've never seen you with them. So I
'Cause
feel like
it's
you need to wear them.
some-
Because he looks like a geek, so he definitely don't want to put
Harry
the
Potter. The hood Harry Potter. Big up Potter Paper who made Looking Glasses, and you look at him, you think,
Aye.
no, but he is,
It comes with it.
bruv. Big up the Gascoigne massive, Barking massive. That's where the wife's from. Where was we? I'm just having a great conversation.
Sorry, we're
You-
just talking.
No, this is you don't know how happy I am inside because I am a fan, but also of you're such a blessed person, and now you're coming back with good quality music. Do you know what I mean? It's one thing to say, yeah, I'm back, but actions speak louder than words.
They do, trust
So
me.
the single, you was on Cyan Anderson's show.
Yeah, that was my first show back. Big up Cyan all day, every
Yeah,
day.
big up Cyan
Do
Anderson.
you know how I came back? This is the story.
Go for it.
I was in Eskimo Dance 2016, living my life. I just went to just listen to the music and vibe. I've seen Cyan Anderson. I'm like, oh, Cyan, what's going on? Gone to hug her. She's like, don't touch me.
Whoa.
I need you to know my arm was here.
Wow.
Lonely. I'm like, oh. She's like, don't touch me. I'm like, what have I done to this girl? Thinking, what did I say? Did I say anything? What have I done? I haven't ever said anything about her. But she was like, you think you can come here and just disco dance? Why aren't you on the stage? Bah, 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 bah. She proper went in on one. Like, to the point where I've started to feel emotional. I've actually started to cry in Eskimo Dance 2016. And then from that moment on, I was like, nah, do you know what? I'm playing games. I need to get my life together.
That's it.
This is it. She put that battery in your back.
She did, literally. And that's how I...
What a good person to put as well, because she's pushing the new sound. She pushes
Fully.
people that are putting in the work, and I'm
Fully.
really impressed with her hard work.
So much hard
And
work.
yeah, big up.
Shout out to Cyan, man.
Yeah, big up the BBC for putting on her and Melody Kane.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Big up
Mel,
Melody as
big
well.
up Mel.
Yeah.
So how do you find the rapport with the other females in the scene? Is there like a bit of...
Not joking.
That's
But
what
Linus is coming up. Boy!
No, do you know what? That's what they've always wanted, or it's always seemed like it is. Like, me and Shiesty's my girl. Like, I've got all the time in the world for
Shiesty's
Shiesty,
dope.
We got Shiesty.
all the time in the world for Stush.
Yeah, big
You
up
know?
That's
Stush.
another one.
Say some names.
They're my people. They was at like, they're my people. So then, but there's people I've never spoken to. But I reached out to Nole the other day.
Big up Nole, going ham.
She's going ham. But we had never spoken before, and I just hit her up like, yo, can I get a number when I talk to you about something?
Yeah.
But it's like, you might think that someone's got a problem with you, or there's something like, but you've never spoken to them, and then you speak to them,
And it's blessed.
it's so blessed. But it's just because everyone's trying to make it seem like, oh, rah, Nole, you should clash Lioness.
Yeah.
Lioness, you should clash Leisha.
Because you haven't clashed anyone yet, have you? I don't know.
When I was
It's not
15.
really. Oh yeah, but that don't count. Was it on like a
I
Nokia?
mean,
Or was it one of them?
it was a big clash, literally, to know. I remember
What, in school?
I bunked school to go
Wow.
and record it. I was in year 10.
Wow.
And the girl was like, she was like 19.
Wow.
And I was 15. So I was thinking, why are you bothering me?
Too
And then-
proper older for you. Back then,
Proper
like,
older
every
for
year
me.
made a big difference.
Oh,
when you
it
was
made the
in school.
biggest
But you weren't even in school. 19, you're like college or
You're
working.
like, yeah, you're at college. That's what I said on the track. I haven't.
Did
even
you
done
walk in the
work
booth?
experience.
Just take off the
Yeah,
tie,
just
put
let
it around
loose
your
the
head like
tie,
Rambo.
And then I remember, I made CDs. I made about 10, and I went Lucia McDonald's. 'Cause I was
Wow.
from Greenwich.
Lewis and
So there was a
McDee's.
big like green borough,
Yeah,
blue borough
blue borough.
thing.
Yeah.
Straight to Blue Borough, straight to Lucia McDonald's, and I just handed them out. And I think South Soldiers was there at the time.
Wow.
And then, yeah. But anyways, no, I'm not going to clash in this day and age. And I say this because I just feel like there's no boundary on what people say. And someone's going to say something that's going to be past the line. And I'm going to want to fight now.
Yeah, that's it.
It sounds like you're building some dope bridges, though. And, you know, instead of a clash, maybe we could just hear a posse cut with, you know, Nole, Shiesty,
Whoa.
Lisa, Lioness. That would be crazy.
Something might be happening.
Hey!
Hey, you heard it here first. Beer Rap and Banter exclusive, Lioness. You know what I'm saying? Doing big thing.
That's good. But also to say that on the clashing thing, if someone tries to send for you, I think it's important to either A, make it, finesse it so it works in your
course.
favour, or just ignore them. So like, I take like the Chip and Bugsy Malone thing.
Yeah.
Like Bugsy sending for Chip, in my opinion, made Chip raise his game
Of course.
and brought him back to
Of
the front
course.
and made him like, I became a Chipmunk fan because of that.
Yeah.
Not as a fan as like I didn't rate him before, but I was like, okay, yeah.
You see
But
the work rate, you see
but
like...
now the dickhead and all these other rhythms, I thought, wow, man's up to his pen, and certain other artists sending helps them. But so in that terms, I mean, you know, God help anyone who tries to send for you, because
Woo, it's going to be
I
fire.
mean, I'm a nice person.
Duppy Maker.
I don't think the 19-year-old thought he was a nice person when you showed down in McDonald's back in the day.
But back in the day, it was probably more than a rap battle. You probably like dissed them and then like patting them down and
Oh,
rubbed
she
them.
tried to She
run up on you?
got CS gas. She tried to gas
Oh,
South London.
literally tried to get
Only
me.
you.
Literally, no, it's South London.
Only joking, South London.
Like,
is-
everyone jumps on our back, but I take it. Because it's South. That's how we are. So yeah, she tried to gas me. Big up Smart One because he pushed me out the way and he got all the...
He took one for you.
Took one for the team.
No.
Wow, that's a soldier right there. Yeah,
Right there.
shout him out. Cool.
Yeah, so moving on, with your rap style being so sort of hard and to the point, and Skippy, and we're drinking, this is Beer Rap Banner. If you was to say, if your rap style was a drink, what would it be?
I want to say it would be a porn star martini.
Ooh.
I say this because, yeah, you've got the main drink in the martini glass and you think that's it. But no, I'm also the shot of Prosecco on the side.
Wow.
If I add that to the main... Listen.
It's over.
It's over.
Jeez.
Porn star martini.
Great.
That's it. And what is your drink? What is your go-to drink? Or is it Prosecco?
My go-to... it depends on the mood.
Depending on the mood.
Oh, it really depends. Because for a period of time, I was a Corona man.
Wow.
Okay,
I
a
liked
little bit of lime in your
Oh, a little bit of a lime.
It's
Ooh.
seasonal, I think. I don't think you can have it in the winter. I think it's got to be like summertime.
Do you know what my two main drinks are? Summertime, it's Copperberg strawberry
Nice.
with Courvoisier.
What, with it?
Wow.
Please.
That'll put
do
hairs
it.
on your chest. God
Do
damn.
it, do it, please. This summer, please. Do it.
Yeah, Jake seems to like that one as well. You might be
Please
trying
do
that.
it. It's
That's going to make your beard go... "Ooh, no, 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 no." And then in the winter
and
time...
in winter, Courvoisier again, and Bailey's.
Mixed. No, separate. Mixed.
Mix.
Bro.
Wow.
Make sure you mix it though.
You
'cause
sure you're not
it's a
alcoholic?
curdler.
What's going
I
on?
mean,
Sounds like a curdler, yeah.
it's a cake.
Curdler.
Yeah, it could be a curdler, but if you mix him right,
Mixologist.
trust me.
You like your cocktails.
I do.
Your city business. We're feeling it. We're feeling it.
Most definitely.
Okay, yeah, this is Beer Rap and Banner. Up in English.
Up in Cal.
Big up Lioness.
Up in
Make some noise
Nets.
for Lioness. Woo, 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 woo. Before we go, is there one last message you want to say to the people, to the listeners, to the viewers?
I just want to thank my supporters because I go missing and you put up with me. And the other day, a lot of you was getting at me in my DMs, and I really appreciated all the abuse that I received. I'm here to stay, and I just want to say thanks, man. Big up yourselves.
Sweet.
And thank yous for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, we appreciate it.
I'm loving that ring you got there as
Oh,
well.
no.
Maybe I should have given that to Andrew on the wedding. Boy, you know. Alright, this is Beer Rap and Banner. At Beer Rap Bants, Beer Rap and Banner at gmail.com. At IngsLT.
At Kal Sereousz.
Subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Play FM, Google us.
Yeah.
This is, YouTube, obviously. Smash the like button. That's
All
what
that
the
good
kids
stuff.
say nowadays.
Smash the likes.
Make sure you go follow Linus and everything. We're going to have all the details underneath. Big up Jay. Big up the family inside. Peace.
We out.